Very good morning. You're watching Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Tina Jha. Let's start with the headlines this morning. After budget session was prorogued to enable government to clear expenditure for Uttarakhand, Parliamentary Affairs Minister announces the second part of the session will commence on the 25th of April. Iceland Prime Minister becomes the first casualty of the Panama Papers leak, steps down after massive protests. In India, superstar Amitabh Bachchan issues statement, says his name is being misused. CRPF deployed in NIT campus in Srinagar after police lathi charged students attempting to leave. Home Minister speaks to Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti, HRD team to visit campus. "71 people killed in floods and landslides in northwest Pakistan as well as Pak-occupied Kashmir. Heavy rain since weekend wreak havoc." And big upset in US presidential polls. Republican Ted Cruz wins Wisconsin primary, dealing a big blow to Donald Trump. Democrat Bernie Sanders bags the state, upsetting Hillary Clinton. Well, to begin with, news from the Parliament first. The second part of the budget session of Parliament will commence on the 25th of April and conclude on the 13th of May. This was announced by Parliamentary Affairs Minister Venkaiah Naidu. The Parliament was prorogued because of the political situation in Uttarakhand. The government now hopes to clear key legislations, including the GST bill, during this part of the session. The BJP hopes to get support from the opposition, including the Congress, over the crucial GST bill. The Congress has said it has raised some objections to the bill, but that it is not blocking the passage of the bill.
So I only hope in the coming days also the Parliament will be fruitful. I want to share with you the next half of the Parliament session is going to commence from 25th of this month. Earlier there was some speculation that we have done away with the second part of the budget session. Some people without knowing started criticizing us also. Parliament was prorogued because of that situation where a peculiar constitutional breakdown has happened in Uttarakhand and we have to take care of the appropriation bill. So it was prorogued. But 25th it will again recommence and then conclude by 13th May.
And Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched the Stand Up India scheme yesterday, promising to change the lives of Dalits, tribals and women entrepreneurs. He said the scheme will give people opportunities for growth. More details in this report.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi launching another pet initiative of his government. The Stand Up India scheme promotes entrepreneurship among scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and women by facilitating loans in the range of 10 lakh to 1 crore rupees. A web portal was also launched to enable online registration and support services.
अगर अवसर मिलने पर हम कुछ कर सकते हैं तो अवसर मिलने पर मेरे दलित और आदिवासी भाई बहन भी उतना ही उत्तम काम कर सकते हैं और देश को बहुत योगदान दे सकते हैं। और इसलिए जीवन के हर क्षेत्र में समाज का जो आखिरी छोर पर बैठा हुआ व्यक्ति है उसको आगे आने का अवसर मिलना चाहिए। उसको किसी की कृपा पर जीने के लिए मजबूर नहीं होना चाहिए।
The Prime Minister also distributed 5,100 e-rickshaws under the Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana.
5,000 से ज्यादा 5100 ई-रिक्शा आज देने का कार्यक्रम हो रहा है। अब ये अपनी ई-रिक्शा के मालिक बन जाएंगे जो कल तक किराए की रिक्शा पर गुजारा करते हैं। और योजना ऐसे बनी है कि दिन भर की कमाई में से थोड़े पैसे डाल करके वो उसके मालिक बन जाएंगे। दूसरा, ई-रिक्शा होने के कारण शरीर को जो मजदूरी करनी पड़ती थी वो कम हो जाएगी।
The government is planning to create 2.5 lakh entrepreneurs through the scheme. Every bank branch will be required to provide 2 loans without collateral for setting up new enterprises. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And the Prime Minister also took a whale dig at large corporate defaulters at the event. The Prime Minister said that poor people were generous and honest, but some rich borrowers looked for ways to flee after taking huge loans. He, however, did not name liquor baron Vijay Mallya, whose group company owes 9,000 crore rupees to as many as 17 banks. Modi also said that under the Jan Dhan Yojana scheme, poor people are encouraged to zero balance accounts, but they have deposited 35,000 crore rupees.
हमने गरीबों से कहा था आपके पैसों की जरूरत नहीं, बस आप जुड़ जाइए। लेकिन मेरे देश के गरीबों की अमीरी देखिए, मेरे देश के गरीबों की अमीरी देखिए। देश ने अमीरों की गरीबी देख ली है। बैंकों से रुपये लेकर के भागना कैसा, इसके रास्ते लोग खोज रहे हैं।
The Reserve Bank of India cut repo rate by 25 basis points yesterday. RBI Governor Raghuram Rajan said the rate cut should be seen in conjunction with the new loan pricing method that has already resulted in lending rates coming down by up to 0.50%.
The Reserve Bank of India has brought down key interest rates by 0.25% and introduced a host of measures to smoothen liquidity supply. This will help productive sectors and also indicates an accommodative stance going ahead.
After reviewing the economic outlook and prospects, the Reserve Bank of India cut the policy rate by a further 25 basis points. This means we have cut interest rates by a total of 150 basis points since the beginning of the accommodative cycle.
In the first bi-monthly monetary policy review for 2016-17, the repo rate, which is the rate at which RBI lends to the financial system, has also come down to 6.5%. The reduction in the policy rate will help strengthen growth.
And increase the rate at which banks can deposit at the RBI by 25 basis points so as to narrow the interest rate corridor.
The RBI's announcement of 25 basis points is therefore in line with the direction in which government would like the economy to move. And the banks have also, some of the banks have already reset their interest rates, taking into account the marginal cost of lending, the MCLR. They have taken that into account and done some amount of reduction of rates. Consequent to all these measures and consequent to the RBI's announcement today, the banks will perhaps need to do some more of transmission of the reduction in the policy rates by the RBI.
The central bank also retained its GDP growth forecast at 7.6%, assuming the monsoon will be normal and consumption will get a boost through the implementation of the 7th pay panel recommendations.
Now, in coordination with the RBI, we really have to amplify both the fiscal initiatives as well as the monetary initiatives that are now in the pipeline. And that really is what we are working on now, is to amplify the policy actions that we have undertaken. As we do so, we believe that we will provide the boost to the economy.
The cut was broadly in line with expectations. However, the stock market reacted negatively and the BSE index Sensex fell over 500 points to close below the 25,000 mark. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And in some other good news, India got its fastest train, the Gatiman Express, yesterday. The train travelled from Delhi to Agra in just 100 minutes, a journey that normally takes up to 2 to 3 hours.
Railway Minister Suresh Prabhu flagging off the country's fastest train for its maiden journey from New Delhi to Agra. The new train can reach a maximum speed of 160 kilometers per hour. It will run 6 days a week except on Fridays.
गतिमान एक्सप्रेस ये हमारे रेल के लिए एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण कदम है। हमने ये तय किया है कि पूरे देश में चलने वाली जितनी भी गाड़ियां हैं वो सभी रेलगाड़ियां आज के ज्यादा स्पीड से चले। हमारी ये कोशिश है कि आम जनता जिस गाड़ी से सफर करती है वो गाड़ी भी ऐसी स्पीड से चले कि उनके डेस्टिनेशन में पहुंचने के लिए उनको कोई भी दिक्कत ना आए।
The Delhi-Agra journey that normally takes almost 3 hours can now be completed in less than 2. The launch of the semi-high-speed train heralds a new era of rail travel in the country.
हाई स्पीड ट्रैवल के सेगमेंट में भारतीय रेल एंटर कर गई है। देश के लिए, लोगों के लिए, भारतीय रेल के लिए गौरव के क्षण है और ऐसे गौरव के क्षण हम और भी लिखते रहेंगे, नए नए मील के पत्थर स्थापित करते रहेंगे, लोगों को बेहतर सुविधाएं देते रहेंगे। माननीय रेल मंत्री के नेतृत्व और प्रेरणा से हम और भी ट्रेन की सर्विसेज को वर्ल्ड स्तर तक ले जाने की कोशिश में ऐसे ही लगे रहेंगे।
The train boasts of 12 AC coaches, hostesses in each compartment, free Wi-Fi facility, automatic doors, among the many other facilities on offer.
ऑन बोर्ड एंटरटेनमेंट प्रोवाइड किया गया है जो कि अभी तक किसी भी ट्रेन सर्विस में नहीं है। इसमें पहला होगा ताकि यात्री अपने पीरियड में जब वहाँ बैठते हैं 100 मिनट की जर्नी है, उस 100 मिनट की जर्नी में उनको बहुत बेहतरीन केटरिंग सुविधाएं दी जाएंगी। ऑन बोर्ड जितनी भी क्लीनलीनेस की सर्विसेज हैं और बाकी हमारे जितने भी मैनेजमेंट है वो सारी सर्विसेज होंगी। उसके साथ साथ में एंटरटेनमेंट उनको प्रोवाइड किया जाएगा, तो उनकी जर्नी बहुत अच्छी, उनका जो एक्सपीरियंस है पूरी जर्नी का यहाँ से आगरा तक, वो बहुत बेहतर होगा।
कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि जैसा फ्लाइट में देते हैं सुविधा, वैसे सेम टू सेम ट्रेन में भी शुरुआत करें। अब ये शुरुआत है हमारी, अब आगे देखते हैं कैसे चलता है। पूरा 100% देने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं हम तो। फ्लाइट में जैसे जैसे सुविधा मिल रही है उनको ट्रेन में भी मिले, कस्टमर कंफर्टेबल हो।
The journey will cost upwards of 700 rupees for an AC chair car seat and almost 1500 rupees for an executive AC chair car seat. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And moving on to news that has sent shockwaves across the rich and the powerful across the world, as well as in India. After being named in the Panama leaked documents for allegedly evading taxes, the top-shot Indians are now defending themselves. Veteran actor Amitabh Bachchan claims his name is being misused. His daughter-in-law Aishwarya Rai has rubbished the documents as untrue. The government, however, maintains it is committed to act against black money holders and has also set up a multi-agency probe. The RBI too is part of that special probe team. A chorus of denials by those named in the Panama Papers. The massive leak of tax documents on offshore companies and accounts of the rich and powerful across the world. Megastar Amitabh Bachchan, one of the most prominent Indian figures on the list, has denied any wrongdoing on his part. Dismissing reports on his connection with foreign companies to evade taxes, the veteran actor claimed he has paid all his taxes, including on money spent by him overseas. Bachchan alleged his name may have been misused. His daughter-in-law Aishwarya Rai Bachchan, a former Miss World, whose name also figures in the list of 500 Indians in the Panama Papers, also rejected the documents. Her office released a statement calling the papers totally untrue and false. Similar statements were released by the Adani Group, whose chairman Gautam Adani's elder brother Vinod Adani has been named in the Panama documents. The group alleged a deliberate attempt to draw Gautam Adani's name in the entire controversy to mischievously sensationalize the matter. Meanwhile, a fresh report in the Indian Express reveals that the world's largest commercial banknote maker, De La Rue, had contracted a New Delhi businessman to help it bag tenders in India in return for a 15% commission, besides significant amounts as out-of-pocket expenses towards marketing services. It claims that De La Rue International Limited entered into an agency agreement with Afra Consultants on the 1st of April 2002, through which Afra was appointed a non-exclusive consultant to introduce business opportunities for De La Rue in Southeast Asia, including India. Amid fresh revelations, the opposition pressure continues to mount on the government. Several leaders have demanded that the case be handed to the Supreme Court.
What is it that Modi ji wants to hide in these 500 names? What is his government scared of? Why is his government not proceeding to hand over these 500 names to Supreme Court's bench, which is investigating black money?
कितना विश्वास सरकार पे किया जाए कि सरकार वाकई में ईमानदारी से काला धन लाने की कोशिश कर रही है, जब सुप्रीम कोर्ट की जज जो हैं वो एसआईटी फॉर्मुलेट करके इस पर काम कर रहे हैं, तो उन्हें सौंपना चाहिए.
Panama Papers indicate that a great many Indians, affluent Indians, use the tax-free haven route to hide their incomes, and in some cases there is criminality in it. The government must carry out a thorough probe.
The government has already set up a special multi-agency probe team to look into all cases of Indians with offshore entities in tax havens. The RBI is also a part of the probe team and has begun work on looking into the legitimacy of such holdings of Indians named in the leaked Panama list. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. And the first hair has already rolled following revelations of offshore accounts by many of its prominent figures. The Prime Minister of Iceland has quit following massive protests in his country. Several other countries have also set up committees to probe into documents to stem money leaving their countries illegally. Iceland's Prime Minister Sigmundur David Gunnlaugsson has resigned, becoming the first casualty of the leaked documents from a Panamanian law firm which revealed offshore accounts of an array of politicians and public figures worldwide. Gunnlaugsson first tried to hold on to the premiership by seeking the dissolution of parliament. But after the president refused to grant the request, he stepped down ahead of a planned vote of no confidence. Earlier, thousands of Icelanders gathered in front of the parliament, demanding the departure of the leader of the centre-right coalition government in power since 2013.
Hann mun áfram starfa sem formaður flokksins og þessi tillaga var samþykkt á þingflokknum. Við metum það sem mjög virðingarverða stöðu af honum að taka þetta skref.
In Britain, Prime Minister David Cameron said he did not own any shares or have offshore funds after his late father was included in the leaked list of clients. FIFA President Gianni Infantino released a statement denying involvement with companies implicated in the Panama leaks.
All I have no shares, no offshore trusts, no offshore funds, nothing like that. And so that, I think, is a very clear description.
Several countries have started taking action to prevent such incidents from being repeated. The French government announced it would put Panama back on its blacklist of uncooperative tax jurisdictions. US President Barack Obama also urged Congress to take action to stop US companies from taking advantage of tax loopholes that allow them to avoid paying sufficient taxes.
The Treasury Department actions will make it more difficult and less lucrative for companies to exploit this particular corporate inversions loophole. Only Congress can close it for good. And only Congress can make sure that all the other loopholes that are being taken advantage of.
While Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif's son Hussain Nawaz said there was nothing illegal about the family's ownership of the offshore companies, Pakistan has set up a commission to investigate allegations based on the leaked documents.
मेरे खिलाफ जो है ना कोई केस टू आंसर है तो जो है मैं बिल्कुल जो है अपने आप को जो है ना अपना एक एक्विटेबल और एक जुडिशियस जो है ना इन्वेस्टिगेशन के लिए तैयार हूं.
आला सतही अदालती कमीशन कायम करने का फैसला किया है. सुप्रीम कोर्ट के एक रिटायर्ड जज इस कमीशन के सरबराह होंगे. ये कमीशन अपनी तहकीकात के बाद फैसला देगा कि असल हकीकत क्या है और इल्ज़ामात में कितना वज़न है.
A year-long investigation into a trove of 11.5 million documents from the law firm Mossack Fonseca led to these revelations. The documents were anonymously leaked to a German daily and shared with more than 100 media groups by the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. And we'll take a very short break here on Breakfast News. More news and updates will continue when we return.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries on Rajya Sabha television.
Thanks for staying with us on Breakfast News. Well, CRPF has been deployed in the NIT campus in Srinagar that witnessed clashes between two groups of students following India's T20 exit. Now, the students alleged they were lathi-charged by the police while they were attempting to leave the campus. The state government has assured full security, with the Home Minister calling up the newly appointed Chief Minister. A team from the HRD will also be visiting the campus to address the issues of students.
The CRPF deployed at NIT campus in Srinagar. This after some students hailing from other states attempted to leave the campus and were lathi-charged by police.
The students of NIT, they had certain demands and they were moving towards gate to meet the media. the police tried to stop them because they were apprehending. They suppose the students they go out, so it may flare up the situation. So definitely there was some mild lathi charge on that.
The campus has been tense after clashes between local and non-local students over India's defeat in the semi-final match in the World T20 tournament. After the clashes, the NIT authorities had shut down the institute, which was reopened on Monday. The state government has assured students and their families that they will provide security in the campus.
2 CRPF companies there. one SP is stationed there. So far as the security is concerned, that's the concern of the state government. I have talked to Honorable Chief Minister also. She is also in touch with the administration, and she has also passed required directions.
In Delhi, Home Minister Rajnath Singh called up Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti and discussed the situation at the NIT with her. He later tweeted, the Chief Minister has assured him to look into the issue and take immediate action. The Human Resource Development Ministry officials in Delhi are also in touch with the management of the institute. In fact, a team from the HRD is slated to visit the campus soon. The state government says there are some internal issues in the campus that will be addressed by the central ministry.
There is no local issue. The issue which was there earlier, that is no more there. So definitely everybody, especially the students, they must cooperate with the administration to maintain peace and order. They must go to the classes. All their genuine issues shall be addressed. And a team from HRD is coming to NIT, I'm told by the director. I think their issues, their demands shall be addressed properly.
The institute's administration has also held meetings with the students to resolve the issue. Outstation students have alleged they have been cane charged by the police with brute force and not allowed to move out of the NIT gate as they were holding protests. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
In some other significant news, the National Investigation Agency has rubbished Pakistani media claims that India did not cooperate with the joint investigation team during its probe into the Pathankot terror attack and failed to produce solid evidence to back its claim. The NIA said that India had given enough evidence in the form of intercepts, phone records and DNAs of terrorists. The top investigating agency also said they have even provided additional information to Pakistan's GIT as demanded. The NIA rejecting reports circulating in the Pakistani media saying there is an element within Pakistan which wants to create confusion, adding that the Indian investigating agency will not fall into such a trap. Now, with Pakistan's GIT set to table the report to Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, a section of the Pakistani media claimed that the report accuses India of using the attack as part of its vicious propaganda against Islamabad. The Indian government, however, has said it will wait for the official report. But politics over the issue has already started playing out.
मुझे लगता है कि आज तक पूरे 65 साल के इतिहास में, भारत के इतिहास में, किसी भी प्रधानमंत्री ने पाकिस्तान के सामने इस तरह से घुटने नहीं टेके जितने श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने घुटने टेके हैं पाकिस्तान के सामने.
Now this report hasn't come out officially. These are media reports. If Pakistan does not meet good what its prime minister is assuring, then the onus is on Pakistan and it gets exposed even more.
हिंदुस्तान में पठानकोट में जांच के लिए आने की इजाज़त देना ये बहुत बड़ी गलती थी, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान के साथ जो व्यवहार हमारा रहा है और पाकिस्तान का हमारे साथ रहा है, तो पाकिस्तान के साथ कोई उम्मीद नहीं थी कि यही उम्मीद थी कि ये अपने ऊपर ही सब डालने वाले थे.
And India has told the United Nations that Jaish-e-Mohammed chief Masood Azhar was one of the handlers of the terrorists who attacked the Pathankot airbase, and his outfit received arms training from the Taliban. According to the draft list entry submitted in the UN, India said that there was credible evidence to show that handlers of the terrorists were senior leaders of the Jaish-e-Mohammed, including Masood Azhar. The draft also mentioned that the motive of the attack was to avenge the hanging of Afzal Guru, who was convicted for the 2001 attack on Indian Parliament. Masood is said to have held a meeting with Lashkar-e-Taiba founder Hafiz Saeed and Hizbul Mujahideen chief Syed Salahuddin to decide the attack. Now, India has failed in its bid to have Masood designated as a terrorist by the United Nations. Remember, China blocked India's bid to have him designated as a terrorist in the aftermath of the Pathankot strike. and 71 people have died in heavy rains and landslides in northwest Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Heavy rain started on Saturday night, wreaking havoc in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan regions. National Disaster Management Authority has said that the 71 people killed and 53 injured, while 370 houses were destroyed. 48 people were killed in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, 15 in Gilgit-Baltistan and 8 in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. 10 more people were found dead in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province after the weekend downpour triggered landslides and collapsed the roofs of dozens of houses in the region. And on to some other international news. Republican Ted Cruz and Democratic challenger Bernie Sanders have snatched victories in the crucial Wisconsin presidential primary. U.S. networks call the race for the two underdogs within half an hour of polls closing in the Midwestern state that borders Canada yesterday. Now, Cruz, a conservative senator from Texas, was ahead with 49% of the vote compared to 35% for billionaire Donald Trump. Ohio Governor John Kasich was a distant third at 14%. Cruz's win in the Badger state is a serious blow to Trump and could alter the trajectory of the Republican race. This also cements Cruz's status as the leading anti-Trump candidate, with Kasich far back in the nomination battle. On the Democratic side, Vermont Senator Sanders led with 57% versus 43% for Hillary Clinton, but the former Secretary of State can look forward with some confidence to the upcoming races in New York and Pennsylvania. And that's it from us in this bulletin. Thanks for your time.